Nothing like a nice relaxed way to start the morning.
Good morning, happy bum slide Thursday right into Friday. We're already there.
This far away.
We're already there. Hopefully we've been able to help you get through your week this week, and you've helped us get through ours.
Absolutely.
Can I just say,
you give me a reason for living.
Thank you so much.
A reason for getting out of bed in the morning.
4:30 comes early, but it's for you, so I don't care.
So dark in the morning now. I hate this time of the year.
Yeah.
Once I transition, I think it's okay. It's just this time where you miss the sun in the morning. I miss the sun in the morning. What?
Biggest news story. I don't know if
I hate it. Are you going to talk about Trudeau? I hate it.
Oh gosh. In case you haven't heard, Time, who is semi-legit,
Life magazine.
Yeah, published a picture of him in brown face.
It was only 2001?
2001, yeah. He was...
there he is.
He was teaching in Vancouver. Yeah, so that's...
He was teaching at
can't tell, that's him in the back.
Ouch.
Yeah, he had to make this... He didn't have to. He decided to make this huge public apology, an emergency. It's everywhere this morning.
It's across the world, all around the world.
Of course, his opposition people are saying, Andrew Scheer in particular, he's
not fit to lead the country.
Right.
Andrew Scheer, who, by the way, said that gay marriage was equivalent to a dog having a tail. Just because you call it a tail doesn't mean it's not a leg, whatever.
Yeah,
and he never apologized to the gay community, for the LGBTQ community for that. So.
And we know his stance on abortion and stuff. Stay tuned to the news coming up, because I have some clips on that story, of course.
Yeah, you must.
Jagmeet Singh, the NDP candidate, he was actually emotional. And he's going to tell you why he was emotional. Devastating. One of the reporters actually asked Trudeau, how do you feel about the timing of this, right? Because just happens to be in the election campaign that he's running in. And he said it's got nothing to do with timing. He said it's got everything to do with how badly I feel. And one reporter yelled at him, was it racial? He said it absolutely was. He said, I didn't think it was at the time, but he said now we know better.
Somebody else said, can you think back to other racist things that might point to you being racist? And Justin's response was along the lines of, well, I think you all know that I can get pretty overzealous when it comes to costumes.
But he also said that in high school, he used makeup to brown face again when he was in a production.
Really, eh?
Yeah. So, and so
you gotta wonder. As soon as I saw the photo and I thought it came from a yearbook, I thought, he must have known that picture was out there. Why wouldn't he have dealt with this a long time ago?
Yeah. You know what? I think in a place like that, because let's just assume that he's not a politician. He's a guy who made a decision 14 years ago or whatever it is in high school or in his job as a teacher, which doesn't help the situation at all, does it? You're teaching people. But so say he has a misjudgment. He said, at the time I didn't think it was racist. Now we know better. So I myself would say, look at what I did. Look at how stupid I was. Boom. Get it out there. Get rid of it. Deal with it. Because now, of course, it's... And the conservatives and liberals are tied. Tied. So
But let's...
Interesting timing.
Yeah. Well,
you can't help but think that. You can't. It would be interesting to know who leaked the photo.
Well, the guy that he went to school with. There was a guy that actually had the yearbook.
Oh, really?
That's my understanding. There was a guy that actually was at the university.
I take he's not a liberal.
Guess not.
Justin?
Interesting what's going on. Okay, every morning I wake up also waiting to see if Trump has been impeached or if what's happened next. So this morning I woke up and I knew that yesterday when I went to bed that there was a whistleblower report that is out. about Trump. So somebody has blown a whistle somewhere about, and it's the executive branch, so it's not like one of the spies or like CIA. Or this is like in the executive branch. Somebody came forward and said something happened that needs to be looked into. Well, the head of the executive branch is Donald Trump, and then he's got somebody else who's like not the. Anyway, basically, it's like if you went to your manager and said, somebody touched me inappropriately, or something happened that was wrong, or I'm blowing the whistle on this person because they stole something, and then the boss, or if you went to somebody and said, my boss did this, and then your manager went to the boss and said, she said you did this, and the boss says, we're not going to investigate. That's kind of like where they're at right now.
Ooh.
Except, this morning I woke up and now it's been revealed by Washington Post that the whistleblower has, now there's what it's about. There was a communication with a foreign leader where a promise was made. And this whistleblower has said, this shouldn't have happened.
Oh, that's comforting, isn't it?
So now they're trying to figure out how they're trying to get to the point where whoever the boss is can't say we're not going to investigate, because they're still stalemated right there. Somebody is saying, we've already looked at this and it's not worth investigation. And they're saying, well, no, it is. So now he called, and then when they look back on his phone logs recently, he was calling Putin recently. So they're wondering whether or not Donald Trump has made a promise to Putin over the phone. Remember, because when they were first getting in the transition team, they were looking for back channels on how they could communicate with foreign leaders without going through the regular channels.
And Donald Trump had them already.
Yeah. So anyway, holy smokes, we're all turning upside down.
It's unbelievable to me at this stage that there hasn't been anything more tangible that has happened with regards to the current occupant of the White House in the United States of America. Watching people like Lewandowski,
Corey Lewandowski.
how can you be so loyal to someone like that? Unless you're just like them.
Loyal and smug.
Oh, and smug and arrogant, and I don't need to answer that. Oh, I wanted to just slap him. I did. I wanted to just say, you are an arrogant, go and sit time out. Seriously.
Oh, anyway, it's world leaders. They're human. I'm trying to make myself feel better. But
yeah, good luck with that.
Here, I can make myself
Speaking of not feeling good about something, Kevin Spacey.
I know.
This is so wild. One of his accusers, apparently there were
massage
three.
Therapist?
Yeah.
This one's anonymous, right?
Yeah, this one was anonymous. But he's had three people come forward and accuse him. One of the cases was dropped because the accuser would not release his phone to the police, and then all of a sudden it was lost.
He did release his phone, but there were messages that were deleted or something, and then they wanted the phone back, and then the phone was lost because the mother admitted that she deleted stuff. And then it turns out that while Kevin Spacey was in the bar with this 18-year-old gentleman, and supposedly putting his hand on his knee and then touching his private area. While this was happening, the young man was messaging his friends and saying, look what's going on. And wasn't leaving the situation, was actually documenting it. So
there you have it. So
it was like it was a setup almost.
So two of the three have been dropped.
And now here's the third one.
And now the third one.
It's been dropped. Well, he
passed
dropped.
away. Timothy Roberts.
He's a massage therapist.
He dropped. He passed away.
Yeah, he did.
The poor gentleman.
We don't know how.
We don't know how. But his lawyers ethically advised the courts and Spacey's lawyers. But now they kind of don't know what's going to happen. They don't know if he's just going to be like scot-free now. If there's other testimony that they can use, or if there's testimony that he's given prior to this that can be used. So it's kind of up.
Somebody asked yesterday about what's going on with who's the guy that also passed away in jail that committed suicide, that had all the young girls, Epstein.
The millionaire.
Epstein. What's going on with that? Does that just get dropped too because he died?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Neither do I.
But actually I don't believe so, because there's so many women and he had so much money
His estate has to settle it all?
Yeah, they're working on settlements for these women, because that was the biggest concern from a lot of the women was, what's going to happen now? My voice won't be heard. Well, apparently it's being heard, and they're getting paid for it. Huge thank you to KC Security this morning for sponsoring the show. We love you guys. Thanks for doing that for us.
Okay, to end on a happier note, it's National Butterscotch Pudding Day.
Yay!
And my first interview is about Nerdcon, which is a lot of fun because this whole opening banter is giving me anxiety. So let's let's talk about Nerdcon when we come back. That'll be fun. Stay with us, please.
Who's home? Dad's home. And what's he got? Mouth-watering Little Caesars. Down low, Fido. Dinner? Consider it served. Little Caesars Ultimate Supreme Box Set. A 5-topping deep dish pizza with delicious Italian cheese bread. And I got it for $12. It's Little Caesars and a whole lot of tasty. Hot and ready.
Recently, the Government of Ontario established a $100 million affordability fund to help Ontarians who don't qualify for low-income conservation programs ease the burden of their electricity bill. Whether you rent or own your home, as long as you pay your electric bill, you could qualify. There are 3 levels of support available. The first is a home energy kit with upgrades like smart power bars and LED light bulbs. The second includes Energy Star appliances that help keep things cool during the hot summer months. The third is for electrically heated homes so that your power bills don't break the bank during those long Canadian winters. Plus, all upgrades, including installation, are completely free of charge. Visit affordabilityfund.org or call 1-855-494-FUND to find out if you qualify.
Welcome back to Mornings with Luann and Tim. Michael Turcotte, thanks for joining me again this year.
How's it going?
It's been a whole year, hasn't it?
It has really.
Nerdcon is back, but it's bigger and better than ever.
Well, we tried.
You had to move it to the Bushplane Museum because you've got how many vendors this year?
Well, this year we have just vendors that are selling an artist. There's 54, and then we have food vendors and a few others on top of that. So yeah.
So it necessitated the move because last year you thought you might get a few hundred, and you ended up with.
We ended up with about 1,100 people in a small area, so it was a little cramped.
That's fun though. I mean, a little too cramped, and also you were.
It was partially outside, so weather was a variable, and we eliminated that this year by going to the Bushplane.
Everything's indoors at the Bushplane Museum.
Yeah.
So how many vendors again? 50.
54 from Oshawa to Thunder Bay.
They've come from all over for Nerdcon.
Everything from vinyl, comics, toys, collectibles, antique items, artists, everything you can think of.
I'm glad you said that because I think there may be some viewers who don't even know what Nerdcon is.
Well, that's the thing, right? People have said to me, I'm not a nerd, but you know what? We've all either do or collect something at one point, so we're all a little nerdy.
And not just that, Michael, sometimes it's fun just to go and look and browse, don't necessarily, or learn about too.
Exactly, and we added the nostalgia part this year too because we didn't want the family where the mom's like, oh, could my boy hurry up or my girl hurry up? Well, we wanted stuff for her too.
Right.
So we wanted something for everyone in the family.
We should also mention that the reason that you know all about this stuff is because you own a business called
Vintage Games and Junk.
Vintage Games and Junk, Junque. I like that, by the way.
We did that for you.
Did you? Thanks. Collectibles, like what kind of collectibles would you have there? They're talking things like little bobbleheads all the way up. You know what I mean? Like the kind
there's toys from just action figures to Hot Wheels to wrestling memorabilia.
Oh, I just had a flash to Hot Wheels. I loved Hot Wheels growing up. Okay.
Yeah, so everything, and there's tons of great artists, and that's a big thing. Artists, this is a good venue for them to get their stuff out there and see it.
We've got a couple people here who work here. Yesterday, when we mentioned Nerdcon, Audrey, who works behind the camera, was jumping up and down clapping because she loves it every year. She's really into emojis and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, for
those
sure.
kinds of characters.
Yeah, we're super humbled by the amount of people that seem to be interested, and I think it's a great thing for the Sioux.
Hey, let's talk about the date. So this Nerdcon actually happens on a Saturday. Is it a day-long event or what?
Saturday the 28th. VIPs get in at 11:30. Regular admission is from 12, and it ends at 6.
Oh, so for VIPs it's $5 more, but you get a half hour extra before anybody else gets in there. So if there's anything really precious, or you get a first grab.
I do shows like this all the time, all over Ontario, and I always want in early. Because that's your best chance at getting what you want.
You travel around to different conventions?
I'm in all over Ontario every 2 weeks.
Do you actually go to these kinds of things to purchase for your store?
Absolutely. It's a great way to find stuff that you don't normally see at an average store.
Cool. Now, and also, we should mention Tim Hortons, because
Tim Hortons.
The Fadas have stepped up.
Yeah, Tim Hortons is a sponsor this year, and they really stepped up.
Rico and Ramina.
And they said it was actually their idea.
Yeah.
And they said, you know what? How about we provide 1,000 coffees and Timbits for the event, totally free.
Whoa! So that's a first come first serve thing.
Absolutely.
When it runs out, it runs out.
But that's kind of cool, right?
Very cool. So, you've got a lot of support too. Savoy's Jewelers.
Yeah, they were a sponsor last year too. Super great people.
GFL supporting you.
Yeah, they're awesome.
That's huge.
Some of our newer sponsors that I just want to mention that were really good was like the other guys.
On Queen Street.
They're really great people. Check them out. And
Low and Slow.
He's catering our evening.
Is he going to beat the night before?
Yeah.
I love the food from Low and Slow.
Yeah. But if you look at our sponsors in general, we got a lot of local community businesses that just stepped up to help.
The Quality
make this
Inn
happen.
and the Shoe Fits. Nice.
Yeah, man.
Hey, I wanted to ask you about, you mentioned an evening of horror. So you've turned Nerdcon into a 2-day event basically.
Yeah, we did.
It's a two-event weekend.
It's 2-part event. So on the 27th, what
Friday
we did, we brought in 5 celebrities, so to speak. Rob Sachetto from Sudbury.
I know the name.
Yeah.
Artist?
He's the world's largest zombie artist, actually. And he does really cool stuff. You should check it out.
Okay.
But Doug Ewan is a local director. He does short horror films. So we'll be viewing one of his that has never been seen.
No kidding, you're going to have a private viewing of Doug's work.
And then we'll have a Q&A with him and Rob. And then we're going to have the Terrifier guys. We'll view Terrifier.
You're going to watch that too?
Yeah. And then Art the Clown, who's the main character of Terrifier, will come out in costume at the end. And there will be an hour Q&A with them. And that's the only time you'll see Art the Clown in costume in Sault Ste. Marie. He will be at Nerdcon the next day
but not
for autographs, but he will not be in
the
costume.
actor, not Rod the Clown.
Yeah, so we did that for
the director of that film too, right?
Yeah, Damien Leone, and he's right.
Damien Leone is the director of The Terrifier.
He's the writer and director. He's also the director of All Hallows Eve 2, and a few other movies. So they're from New Jersey. We're flying them in, so that's a big thing.
You've really gone over the top this year,
And Low and Slow is catering that event.
Oh, amazing.
So tickets for that, they are limited. We only had 69 tickets. We're 3/4 sold out. And they're $50 a ticket, but you get a ticket for going.
Yeah.
You get to meet them, do all that. You get a ticket to Nerdcon for the next day.
Wait a minute. The $50 includes Nerdcon.
Includes a ticket for Nerdcon. It also includes free food from Low and Slow because it's catered.
Right.
And an exclusive numbered print that was only made for this event by Rob Sachetto.
Oh, well, come on. So how do we get these tickets?
You can get them at vgnj.ca, our website, which is
Vintage Games and Junk, vgnj.ca.
Or you can get them at our store on 165 Queen.
165 Queen, tell the audience where that puts them, location-wise.
It's the old Western Tire building, literally right across the street from the bus terminal.
Yeah, okay, so Dennis, just beyond Dennis at Queen.
Yeah.
Okay, are you going to have prizes too, you say?
Yeah, for Nerdcon, we have tons of prizes.
Like door prizes and also contests.
Yeah, so there's multiple door prizes and there's other prizes throughout the day. But there's a costume contest with prizes, which is free to enter.
What are we coming dressed as?
What are you coming dressed as?
I mean, yeah.
I don't know. What are you coming dressed as?
Does it have to be like a comic book character, or can it be a Halloween scary thing?
Anything you want.
Any costume I want?
No, it doesn't matter. You know, if you you make it yourself, put a little money into it, put a lot of money into it, everyone's eligible.
Okay.
And we really want people to dress up.
Well, yeah, that's more fun.
I always tell people I have 100% respect for them when they dress up because I don't have the guts to. So they're better people than me.
Tell me about the tournaments.
There's a Super Smash Brothers tournament and a Mario Kart video game tournament.
Video tournaments you can play and then continue to wipe out the competition to win?
Which has prizes and is also free to enter.
No.
Yeah,
you have to
you show up, there's a registration,
That's it.
but it's free.
No extra charge.
And the prizes, there's, I think, $250 in prizes, something like that.
Oh, nice.
For it. And then there's a Magic the Gathering card tournament as well.
So Magic is a card game, for those of you who don't know. It's hugely popular. People get together in different locations around the city and play this game like till all hours, right?
Right.
So you're having a tournament there as well?
Yeah.
Is there a start time on that? Or?
I think it starts at 1 o'clock. There is a fee for that, but only because it's a draft. With your fee, you get your cards to play.
I get it.
So that's a $15 fee, and tickets for that, you can pick them up at, again, Vintage Games and Junk or Games Nook.
This is really cool. Kids 10 years and under get in for free if they bring a non-perishable food item.
Yeah, for St. Vincent's. We did that last year as well. And
hey, that's interesting because I think their blue box drive is this week, so this will be great that you can add to that as well.
Yeah.
So, and that's wonderful that the kids for under 10 for free.
Well, you know what? We were going to let kids in free no matter what, because you know what? We want kids to be there.
Sure, it's fun.
But to get people to bring a non-perishable food item for a good community cause, that's why we did it.
Okay, so let's just review. So for $50, you can go to an evening of horror. You can meet artists, you meet directors, you see screenings. It's like it's pretty much a VIP event, really.
It is a VIP event.
And you get fed by Low and Slow.
Yeah.
By the way, I know it's an all-family event, but will there be a cash bar or any kind of availability? Are you licensed or no?
No.
Okay, that's not a problem, because you know what? If anybody wants to have a beverage, they just go over to Northern Breweries and have a little draft and then come back. Yeah. And then the full day, 11:30 is if you're VIP for $15.
Yeah.
Otherwise, $10. It starts at 12 and goes till
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. The Bushplay Museum is going to be a great event.
Yeah, we're hoping it will be. Getting community support for this event is crucial.
Well, Michael Turcotte, thanks for joining us again this year. Good luck. This is the Steel City Nerdcon and Nostalgia. Don't have to be a nerd to go. Just want to go out and enjoy yourself, wander around the Bushplay and have some fun. By the way, you also get to get in the Bushplay Museum for this too. So there you go. Yeah. It's really win-win. Thanks again for joining us. We'll be back with Luann after this on Mornings with Luann and Tim.
Past year we've been celebrating our 65th anniversary, dating back to services originating in our community in 1954, which is quite some time ago. It's been a great opportunity this past year to recognize the pioneers, the stakeholders that worked tirelessly to create what we are today. I'm grateful for everything that the families 65 years ago and the people that assembled the organization have done in order for us to achieve the success that we're experiencing 65 years later.
Since 1899, the Machine Shop has been a unique space for innovation and creativity. Once a leading pulp and paper company, the Machine Shop was built by Francis H. Clerg, which later became part of St. Mary's Paper in 1984. After the closure of St. Mary's Paper in 2011, the Machine Shop spent 4 years vacant. In 2015, the Machine Shop reopened their doors to the community for the first time. From weddings to galas to concerts and festivals, the one-of-a-kind venue has something for everyone. We are proud to work with the community and local nonprofits to host major events such as Festival of Trees, Pearls and Plaid, an evening at Hogwarts, and more. While you're here, wind down at the Mill Steakhouse and Wine Bar for a quiet dining experience, or watch a game and try a wood fire oven pizza and local draft at the Boiler Room. Don't forget to save room for house-made gelato and baked goods at the Gelato Mill. For more information on the Machine Shop events, history, and restaurants, visit machineshopinc.ca. 3 great places, 1 historic venue.
I want to thank State of the North. It's the 3rd annual State of the North Conference on September the 26th. They are one of our sponsors this month. It's the Northern Policy Institute's conference. It's a chance for you to share your ideas with the Northern Policy Institute. The panelists and speakers will get your creative juices flowing for table discussions where you'll have a chance to explore your own ideas along with other attendees. It's all about the future of Sault Ste. Marie, State of the North, September the 26th. Thanks for sponsoring the show. Luann, how are you this morning, me love?
I'm fine.
Why do you think I'm talking like that?
Because it's Pirate Day.
Yes! Oh.
National.
I think it's international. It's International Talk Like a Pirate Day.
Oh, God. That's great.
No, it is. What's the difference between a pirate and a cranberry farmer?
Pirate and cranberry, I don't know.
A pirate buries his treasure, but a cranberry farmer treasures his berries.
Oh, dad jokes.
How much does it cost for a pirate to get his ears pierced? A buccaneer. How much does the pirate pay for his peg and hook? An arm and a leg.
Oh.
How do pirates know they're pirates? They think, therefore they are. What do you call a pirate?
Oh, you got more.
This last one. What do you call a pirate with 2 eyes and 2 legs? A rookie.
Somebody who's doing well, maybe.
It's National Talk Like a Pirate Day, so just go to work and start talking like this.
Could you imagine people around you, just like I did, would go like, what is wrong with you?
You could actually do that while eating some butterscotch pudding because
right?
it is National Butterscotch Pudding
Except
Day.
It might, if you're going to fall out.
You are the queen of textures and not liking textures and can't mix textures in your mouth. It makes you crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I have a thing when it comes to pudding.
Oh.
Baked pudding. You know how you cook the pudding?
Mm-hmm.
The skin on top? That for me is game over.
Disgusting.
No, I will not. Oh, and you know, I know. And my mother would try. She put the saran, over top.
Right.
Yeah, but sometimes it would just peel the thing off, and it's anyway. The saran helps, or the wax paper.
The saran helps, but you have to. What the thing is if you make a big jug of it, you got to put the saran over it. But then when you have leftovers, you have to put saran on it again because the crust, the skin, that stuff that you swear you could lift up and wiggle around because it's gelatinous.
I always thought they could probably use that to for people to replace
skin. Right?
Would be good though. My arm cut tastes really good.
Yes.
That's why I like the ones you just use milk to make and you don't bake them. You just,
Yes.
Yeah, that's better pudding for me.
I like the ones you buy in the store that are already done. Flip open the little lid and manja, and it's all good.
In 1970, the Mary Tyler Moore Show debuted on CBS Today.
1970.
And in 19...
I wanted to be Mary Tyler Moore.
You really? Well, you kind of were.
On that show. I wanted to be her.
You were a young reporter, woman in a man's world back in the 1960s. There's Mary. Look, did you ever have hair like that?
No, mine was shorter, but as big, probably bigger. Used to call it the helmet.
But you did talk about, you've talked openly about how it was very much, even when you were starting out back, it was probably the 80s for you, right?
Yes.
When you got into broadcasting?
Yeah.
It was a man's world.
I graduated in 84. It was very much a man's world. And if you look around, generally there's still a lot of male occupancy in a broadcast facility, which is awesome and challenging, much better today than it was 35 years ago when I started, let's just say.
Can I just tell you though that over those years, Luann has basically become one of the boys.
Well, you gotta.
Yeah.
You have to sort of find your way to fit in, and it's that, or you're going to be cranky all the time.
What I'm trying to say is that she swears like a trucker.
I do. My dad would be so proud. That's what I'll be known for, right? Yeah, she curses like a sailor.
Speaking like a pirate.
Like a pirate, eh?
Can I tell you also, talking about women's rights, New Zealand, I did not know this, was the first country to grant all women the right to vote.
Really?
New Zealand, 1893.
Wow.
That was progressive.
Way to go, New Zealand.
Yes.
That was a long time ago.
It was. You know what else was a long time ago? The year 3300 BC. That's a long time ago.
Yes.
Well, they found a mummy that was dated for 3,300 BC on this date in 1991. Imagine this. German tourists going through the Italian Alps, and they come across a mummified body that was 3,300, more than 3,300, because now it's the year 2000, so it's like 5,000 years old, this body. This is why I don't understand why they talk about the Bible and like Adam and Eve and stuff. Like, there were Icemen 5,000 years ago walking, not Icemen, but there were, his name was Otzi, they named him Otzi the Iceman.
Ah.
Yeah.
Did he have a patch and a hook?
I want to know what he was doing wandering the Italian Alps anyway.
Back then.
Well, you know what? If that was maybe because it was probably global warming and it was becoming an ice age or something. We have to go. You have the news now.
Yes, I do. I have the news. Stay tuned because we're going to have some details on the latest
Trudeau scandal.
National election campaign.
Oh, that. Okay.
Recently, the Government of Ontario established a $100 million affordability fund to help Ontarians who don't qualify for low-income conservation programs ease the burden of their electricity bill. Whether you rent or own your home, as long as you pay your electric bill, you could qualify. There are 3 levels of support available. The first is a home energy kit with upgrades like smart power bars and LED light bulbs. The second includes Energy Star appliances that help keep things cool during the hot summer months. The third is for electrically heated homes so that your power bills don't break the bank during those long Canadian winters. Plus, all upgrades, including installation, are completely free of charge. Visit affordabilityfund.org or call 1-855-494-FUND to find out if you qualify.
No doubt a sigh of relief after 2 boys reported missing around 9 o'clock last night in the Garden River area were found safe and sound. Isaac Jones and Tyson Tebow were found around 10:49 last night. A search for the boys was conducted, and according to Facebook posts, Garden River Police, along with volunteers, searched nearby rivers in the First Nation area. No further details are available. A yearbook photo of Prime Minister Justin Trudeau wearing brown face makeup at a 2001 costume party detonated yesterday on the federal campaign trail. Time magazine has posted the photo, which it says was published in the yearbook from the West Point Grey Academy. Trudeau apologized following the publication. Opposition leader Andrew Scheer called Trudeau not fit to govern this country, and NDP leader Jagmeet Singh said people will be hurt by this.
In 2001, when I was a teacher out in Vancouver, I attended an end-of-year gala where the theme was Arabian Nights. And I dressed up in an Aladdin costume and put makeup on. I shouldn't have done that. I should have known better, but I didn't. And I'm really sorry.
Never done it. right now in the campaign. How do you feel about this coming out right now in the campaign?
Obviously, I regret that I did it. It's not about timing. It's about having done something that I shouldn't have done, and I'm really sorry I did.
Like all Canadians, I was extremely shocked and disappointed when I learned of Justin Trudeau's actions this evening. Wearing brown face is an act of open mockery and racism. It was just as racist in 2001 as it is in 2019. And what Canadians saw this evening is someone with a complete lack of judgment and integrity, and someone who's not fit to govern this country.
Well, that's just it. It doesn't jar me personally, if I can be really honest with you. When I was growing up, I fought racists. I dealt with them myself, and I fought back. But I got a message from a friend who reminded me that there's a lot of people out there that couldn't do that. They couldn't fight back. They didn't have the ability to do that. They couldn't do it themselves.
This case was in a high school aged youth, and the individual had no other health issues whatsoever.
Health officials say a teen from London, Ontario, who was using e-cigarettes daily suffered a severe case of pulmonary illness. The Middlesex London Health Unit says they believe it's the first confirmed case of vaping-related lung disease in Canada. Dr. Christopher Mackey, the unit's medical officer of health, says the youth was initially on life support but is now recovering at home.
This case was carefully investigated by our local physicians, and there was no other cause, no infectious cause, no hint of any neoplasm cancer, no other immune-related issues. The only issue that was identified was that the individual vaped e-cigarettes. In Canada, where youth smoking rates have been low and dropping for many years, what happens is the reverse. You start people on that smoking-related behavior, and in particular, the e-juice contains high amounts of nicotine, making it very addictive. So in that situation, you're actually getting people addicted to a product. Then, when they run out of money, because it is very expensive, cigarettes are much cheaper, and you start to see that smoking behavior start up. So that's the concern that we see in Canada.
Representatives of a First Nation said yesterday, as they called for help covering the cost of evacuating the community, that an abrupt downturn in an already poor water quality situation poses more of a safety risk than the federal government is willing to acknowledge. Most of the 250 residents of the Neskantanga First Nation, a member of the Anishinaabe-Aski Nation, flew out of the community on the weekend after untreated water began flowing from local taps and water pressure tapered off dramatically. Nangran Chief Alvin Fiddler attributed the problem to a malfunctioning water treatment pump. He said the community has been under a boil water advisory for nearly 25 years, but said the pump failure caused an immediate spike in visits to the local nursing station from residents complaining of skin irritation and other ailments. The decline in water pressure, he added, also compromised the community's capacity to respond to emergencies such as fires. Fiddler said Neskantanga Chief Chris Munias asked the federal government to assist with a community evacuation, but was declined. Munias did not respond to a request for comment. Indigenous Services Canada, the federal department responsible for working with First Nations communities, said it did not see a need for the full evacuation that saw residents flown to Thunder Bay. Department spokesperson William Olskamp said the malfunctioning pump posed no immediate health or safety risks, describing the resulting evacuation as optional. The department's advice to Chief and Council was to minimize disruption to community members, knowing that the issue could be repaired in a short time frame. Olskamp said in a statement, noting the pump was actually repaired by Tuesday and an environmental official was on site testing the repaired system. He said that Mattawa Tribal Council has begun water sampling, and if the chief thinks the results are acceptable, residents could start returning 24 hours later. He added that officials will review the costs after they're submitted.
Ford is a family-owned dealership that's been around with the Ford franchise since 1984.
What I love about my Ford, I love the technology. I love the way it rides, I love the way the seats hug me, and I love the control I have right at the steering wheel.
When they say that it's a true family atmosphere, it is 100%. They've been in business for close to 50 years.
Employee pricing is back. That means you pay what we pay for a Ford SUV, F-150, Ranger, or Mustang.
You pay
what we pay.
Absolutely.
This past year, we've been celebrating our 65th anniversary, dating back to services originating in our community in 1954, which is quite some time ago. It's been a great opportunity this past year to recognize the pioneers, the stakeholders that worked tirelessly to create what we are today. I'm grateful for everything that the families 65 years ago and the people that assembled the organization have done in order for us to achieve the success that we're experiencing 65 years later.
Welcome to the Machine Shop, our historic venue and gathering place for friends and family. Built in 1899 on the site of a Northwest Company trading post. Today we are a go-to venue hosting many expos, concerts, weddings, and more. While you're here, choose one of our dining experiences. Enjoy a quiet dinner at the Mill Steakhouse and Wine Bar, watch a game and try wood fire oven pizza and local draft at the Boiler Room, or treat yourself every day to gelato and local coffee at the Gelato Mill. For more information on the Machine Shop, visit machineshopinc.ca.
So if you're a regular viewer, you know that I don't watch the Kardashians, but I had to watch this morning.
You don't watch them, but you talk about them all the time. You don't watch them.
Well, because everybody watches them. You have to talk about it. If you're into pop culture at all, you at least know about the Kardashians, right? So I guess on social media, there's this promo circulating because their show airs in a couple of days.
Okay.
And the security detail for Kim attacked Kim's mother, Kris Jenner, in the backyard.
Why?
Took her down.
Did they not recognize her?
911 had to come and put her on a gurney and take her to the hospital. You can hear her in the background of a phone call. Chloe called 911. You can hear in the background, Kris is going, ow, ow, my neck, my neck.
Why did they tap?
In the middle of the day.
How do they not know who she was? Know? She's the mother of the Kardashians.
She's the momager.
She's the mother of all Kardashians.
She's the mama. Right?
They tackled her?
They tackled her.
In whose backyard?
There, like the compound. Is there a
You
compound?
know what I'll bet it is? She had so much plastic surgery they didn't recognize her.
Right.
And they tackled her.
But it's funny because well, it's not funny, but it's interesting because the promo is Kim sitting in her limo taking a call from Chloe, and you can hear Chloe freaking out, and Kim's like, what?
And it was Kim's security detail.
Yes. I think somebody got fired. I would think. Yeah, I don't know.
Goodness.
So, just as a little update, as a just to get you cranked up for the next show.
Hey, Jennifer Lopez is getting all this buzz, right? For this movie Hustlers?
Yes.
Did you happen to catch the lady who she portrays talking about?
Oh, no.
So the real life lady who this is the Jennifer Lopez's character is based on got a little rapping off on camera saying, she didn't study me, she never called me, she never met me, she's portraying me, she got my mannerisms all wrong, she knows nothing about me. She's an actress, she's supposed to do better than that, she should have contacted me, I'm the one, and it's not based on me.
A little ego there.
No kidding. And then they said, what? And she said she didn't capture me at all. And then the interviewer says, who do you think should have played you? Cardi B. And they said, well, Cardi B's in the film. Yes, and she should have been me. She nailed it. She could have played me. I think with a couple of acting lessons, she could have really played.
Oh my
and she
word.
Said, and Jennifer Lopez on the pole. I never pole danced in my life.
Were you or were you not a stripper?
She didn't pole dance though, so I like pole dancing.
I do too. I find it very
I know
sexy.
how to pole dance. If you don't believe me, go to View on Demand and you look up Pole Girls. One of our early episodes. I learned how to pole dance. Did the splits in high heels. Check that one out.
Well, he sort of did the splits.
I think Jennifer Lopez was miscast. I should have played that woman.
There you go.
Do I have to go now?
You have to go now.
Toastmasters. Never knew what it was. They're all over the place. Do you know what it is? Okay, well, I'm going to tell you when we come back with my next two guests. Don't go anywhere. It's Mornings with Lou Ann and Tim.
Ford is a family-owned dealership that's been around with the Ford franchise since 1984.
What I love about my Ford, I love the technology. I love the way it rides. I love the way the seats hug me, and I love the control I have right at the steering wheel.
When they say that it's a true family atmosphere, it is 100%. They've been in business for close to 50 years.
Employee pricing is back. That means you pay what we pay for a Ford SUV, F-150, Ranger, or Mustang.
You pay what we pay.
Absolutely.
Since 1899, the Machine Shop has been a unique space for innovation and creativity. Once a leading pulp and paper company, the Machine Shop was built by Francis H. Clerg, which later became part of St. Mary's Paper in 1984. After the closure of St. Mary's Paper in 2011, the Machine Shop spent 4 years vacant. In 2015, the Machine Shop reopened their doors to the community for the first time. From weddings to galas to concerts and festivals, the one-of-a-kind venue has something for everyone. We are proud to work with the community and local nonprofits to host major events such as Festival of Trees, Pearls and Plaid, an evening at Hogwarts, and more. While you're here, wind down at the Mill Steakhouse and Wine Bar for a quiet dining experience, or watch a game and try a wood fire oven pizza and local draft at the Boiler Room. Don't forget to save room for house-made gelato and baked goods at the Gelato Mill. For more information on the Machine Shop events, history, and restaurants, visit machineshopinc.ca. 3 great places, 1 historic venue.
Welcome back to Mornings with Lou Ann and Tim, and I'm joined by Matthew and Ryan right now from Toastmasters. So, I had heard of Toastmasters. I kind of thought it was like a club where you got together and y'all learned how to create toasts and make speeches. The speech part is kind of true, but just like toasting is not. But tell me in your words, Matthew, you're the president.
Yes, I am.
Of this particular chapter of Toastmasters. How would you describe Toastmasters as an organization, as a club?
Yes, well, we're one of 4 other clubs in Sault Ste. Marie here, and I feel that Toastmasters really helps individuals improve upon their public speaking skills in one aspect of it, as well as focusing on our leadership skill development and overall communication. So if you're looking at something focused on professional development, we can really help target that with individuals and really help them grow, which is a big part of it.
Yeah. Right. That's the part I didn't understand. The whole leadership and how you can take the different pathways on how you can use your skills as a speaker and listener. That's the other part, right, Ryan? Learning how to listen and speak. That's the one thing that as a talk show host, I'm not really good at. I don't listen so well. It's one thing. I talk too much. Tell me a little bit about the skills about listening and talking and how that can come into play for anybody in a professional situation.
Okay, well, with Toastmasters, our main goal is to have people, have you learn the skills and ability to deliver your message to get people to respond in the way that you want them to.
That's cool. Getting people to respond the way that you want them to.
So we have an education program. It's called Pathways. It's made up of 5 core competencies, which involve public speaking, interpersonal communication, strategic leadership, management, and confidence. And through a combination of these 5 skills, we have 11 different paths, which all have specific goals and functions, projects to work towards. So they can involve things, so if you're more of in a management role, it'll be leading people, dealing with conflict resolution.
Right.
And if you're looking for more of, like, if you're in sales and you want to focus on more of like public speaking and persuasion, we have a path for that. Or if you're just looking for somebody, if you're just doing for like social or just want to improve your communication skills, we have things like presentation mastery, which focuses...
Presentation mastery?
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds cool.
That just focuses more on the confidence and presentation.
Like being able to stand and speak and orate and command a crowd and hold people's attention, right?
So if you're like a new teacher kind of thing, that
I could maybe teach that one.
There you go.
But it's you said the interpersonal, is that how you used it?
Interpersonal communication.
That's the part where because I'm selfish, so I don't listen as well as I should. It's all about me. Sorry, I'm honest. Okay, your career. What do you do in business?
Okay, well, I'm a resource and outreach administrator at the Sioux Community Career Center. So a big part of it is that right when I got out of school, Tim, I knew right away that, okay, I have to do something that focuses more on professional development and really look into it. So I think it was back in August 2015, Ryan, I think I joined Toastmasters, and right away it was like, okay, anything with helping out with interview preparation, so something professional development, work on maybe coaching people one-on-one if possible, really has helped towards that. And just being able to talk with her in large groups, small groups. So if you have a fear of public speaking and you really want to overcome that, then that's something that definitely we can focus on as well.
Did y'all catch what Matthew did there? Matthew used my name and he also used Ryan's name. I know that's a thing in business when you say the person's name when you're talking to them, it makes them feel important, makes them feel listened to, makes them feel valuable. Right? Am I right?
There you go.
I learned that actually from Jack Barber, who was at the steel plant as an executive, and learned a lot. This magazine, you get this as part of your membership.
Once a month, yeah.
Okay, and the thing is, what I've learned looking through this is, you guys have resources like crazy.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, seriously, anything you want, any skill you want to develop, basically you guys can handle it, right? Do you do workshops and stuff? Do you ever bring speakers in?
We do. So one of the things that we have going on actually next Wednesday at 7:30 is we're doing an open house.
Yep.
So we're the Algoma Toastmasters Club. So next Wednesday, what it is we invite people from the public to come in, and we will do almost like a sample of a weekly meeting.
Ooh.
And so we have 3 speeches. So Matt will be giving one that gives an overview of what's all involved with Toastmasters, how the weekly meetings work. I am covering the Pathways Education Program.
Right. And then because that's what your job is as VP of Communications, right?
VP Education, yeah.
Oh, sorry, VP Education. See, I told you I don't listen. Go on, sorry.
And then we have one more speaker who's one of our new members, just to give a typical speech that you would see at a weekly meeting.
Speech you would say at a weekly meeting. You practice speaking at meetings? Is that part of it?
100%.
So that's what the whole thing with the Pathways program is. So the projects, the way that they're geared, so it's geared for you to learn certain skills, but the way you present that you're able to understand those skills is usually you do through speech, or you do some sort of project. We have one of our members, Maggie, who just won last week, and so she did one on her project was about coming to consensus. So we had almost like a little debate in our club about the pros and cons to come up with a consensus.
So once again, it's like this conflict resolution, which is great for managers, public speaking, which is great for sales, all that kind of. Okay, the meetings you said once a week.
Yeah,
that's cool. Do you have to go every week? I mean, is there a commitment involved? What is the commitment?
Well, it's just like anything else, right? The more you put into it, the more you get out of it. But it is work at your own pace, and as much as the time you have available to put into it. So we do have meetings every week. If you can't make it every week, we completely understand that. People have busy lives, things on the go. So it's whenever you kind of can make it. Typically, we try to get our members to do a speech roughly about every 5 to 7 weeks.
Keep those tools sharpened.
That way, that allows us to have basically like 3 speeches a week doing that.
Let's say I'm going to come in and I'm going to make a speech this week. After I've done my speech, do we sit down and do roundtable about how I can improve it? I mean, do you coach me? Do the other?
You have an evaluator. So everybody gives a speech. We do evaluations because that's another way we learn through Toastmasters, right? That's a huge part of it. So generally, the way an evaluation works is we cover what you did really well in the speech.
Yes.
Some small areas for improvement to help you be better next time.
Good.
And then finally, we have like a challenge for you. So moving forward on how to be even more of an effective speaker.
That makes it so you don't feel like you're getting beaten up. You're getting challenged to better yourself, and it's basically a very positive response to what you've offered, right?
And each member as well is assigned a mentor. So a mentor also helps you develop develop your speech as well, to help try to eliminate the amount of areas that you need to improve on as you go forward.
So speech writing as well as delivery, everything. You were talking about a lot of some of the businesses, larger businesses in the Sioux, have a Toastmaster club like in their business, so that people like entry-level engineers might go and learn how to interact better with their coworkers and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay, invaluable skills. So let's do the open house. Everyone's welcome. This is your chance to find out about Toastmasters and see if they can help you. Where do we go and when?
So it is this coming Wednesday. Doors open at 7.
This coming Wednesday, what's that date?
September 25th.
September the 25th, where?
So it is at the John Road Center in the Accessibility Center, right across from the Pro Shop.
Right in the.
I know, you walk in there and you go left. No?
Right in the middle. Yeah.
Right in the middle.
There'll be signage. Yeah.
There'll be signage because they're the Toastmasters.
There we are. Yeah.
What time again?
Doors open at 7. The meeting starts at 7:30 sharp.
Okay. You guys serve beverages?
Yes, we do. And snacks. There we go.
Snacks and beverages. Open house. Everything you need to know. Toastmasters. Thank you so much for being here, Matt. Nice to see you again.
As well.
Ryan, thanks for joining us again. Welcome back to the show. He's been here before because he's spooky. We'll be back with Luann after this. Our morning with Luann and Tim. Don't go anywhere.
Since 1899, the Machine Shop has been a unique space for innovation and creativity. Once a leading pulp and paper company, the Machine Shop was built by Francis H. Clerg, which later became part of St. Mary's Paper in 1984. After the closure of St. Mary's Paper in 2011, the Machine Shop spent 4 years vacant. In 2015, the Machine Shop reopened their doors to the community for the first time. From weddings to galas to concerts and festivals, the one-of-a-kind venue has something for everyone. We are proud to work with the community and local nonprofits to host major events such as Festival of Trees, Pearls and Plaid, an evening at Hogwarts, and more. While you're here, wind down at the Mill Steakhouse and Wine Bar for a quiet dining experience, or watch a game and try a wood fire oven pizza and local draft at the Boiler Room. Don't forget to save room for house-made gelato and baked goods at the Gelato Mill. For more information on the Machine Shop events, history, and restaurants, visit machineshopinc.ca. 3 great places, 1 historic venue.
Ford is a family-owned dealership that's been around with the Ford franchise since 1984.
What I love about my Ford, I love the technology. I love the way it rides, I love the way the seats hug me, and I love the control I have right at the steering wheel.
When they say that it's a true family atmosphere, it is 100%. They've been in business for close to 50 years.
Employee pricing is back. That means you pay what we pay for a Ford SUV, F-150, Ranger, or Mustang.
You pay
what we pay.
Absolutely.
Tim.
Oh, I was studying to be a better host.
Oh.
I'll be better tomorrow, I promise. Tomorrow.
That's way not big enough for you to learn what you need to learn.
Tomorrow's Friday. Are you going to be here?
I'm going to be here, yes.
I might come back.
Please do.
If you're nicer to me.
I'll be nice, I promise.
You're fun. Okay, here we go. So, tomorrow's Friday. We'll see you here.
KC Security, huge thank you. See you tomorrow.
Who's home? Dad's home. And what's he got? Mouth-watering Little Caesars. Download Fido. Dinner? Consider it served. Little Caesars Ultimate Supreme Box Set. A 5-topping deep dish pizza with delicious Italian cheese bread. And I got it for $12. It's Little Caesars and a whole lot of tasty.
Hot and ready.